Donald Trump has been looking for a new defense lawyer even as late as this morning, just hours before today's arrest, booking, and arraignment. This is unbelievable stuff. Report from the Washington Post. Trump scrambles to find lawyer before first federal court appearance. What is happening? Donald Trump spent the day before his historic appearance in federal court scrambling to find a qualified Florida lawyer willing to join his defense team as he faces the Justice Department's first prosecution of a former president. This is yesterday. After touching down in Miami Monday, Trump spent the afternoon interviewing prospective lawyers and meeting with his legal team, along with other top advisors, to discuss the case, in which, as you know, he's accused of mishandling classified documents, obstruction, etc. Several prominent Florida attorneys declined to take Trump on as a client after two of the key lawyers handling the document matter, Jim Trusty and John Rowley, resigned last week. A Trump advisor said late Monday Trump would be joined in court by Todd Blanche, an attorney handling his case in New York, as well as veteran Florida litigator Christopher Keiss. On the Truth Central platform, Trump said last week Blanche would lead his defense team along with a firm to be named later. This is not good. This is very much not good for Trump. The article goes on to say Trusty and Rowley's departure was sudden and unexpected, leaving Trump jockeying to identify a lawyer ahead of today's appearance in federal court, where rules require practicing attorneys to be members in good standing of the Florida bar or be sponsored by one before appearing. Keiss led the search for a lawyer and cast a seemingly wide net. He declined to comment. The 11th hour flurry to hire a seasoned trial attorney was a familiar dance for Trump, who has had difficulty hiring and keeping lawyers over the course of federal and state investigations. Disagreements over legal strategy hindered the search for new defense attorneys. This is wild, wild stuff. This is unbelievable. In a normal world, attorneys would be qualified attorneys would be falling all over themselves to defend a former president in an unprecedented situation. But they are probably becoming aware that when you tell Trump uncomfortable truths like the indictment is strong, or mistakes have been made up until now and we are now digging out, or you might have to plea in some way, Trump probably loses his mind. It's unclear whether these lawyers would even be able to get paid. So in a sense, in a situation where lawyers should be desperate to work with Trump, it's fascinating that there are even lawyers still willing to represent Trump. And it's probably a small subset of people who are like smart enough to pass the bar, but not clever enough to realize that working with Trump in this capacity is an impossibility because of the difficulties in both collecting payment and getting Trump to actually do what you suggest that he does. And we've talked before about MAGA really means making attorneys get attorneys. That's been a theme as well. The smartest possible interpretation of this entire lawyer thing would be Trump is staging a difficulty in finding lawyers as a delay tactic to continually be able to have lawyers say to a court, hey, I was just brought on. I need a delay in order to familiarize myself with the facts of the case. And then you switch again and again and again. That's the most generous interpretation. There is absolutely no evidence that that's actually what's going on. This is a wild situation where Trump is struggling to find lawyers even hours before today's court appearance. We'll be live for the arraignment and the arrest and the entire thing on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, and I hope you'll join me. Here is the perfect Father's Day gift. Get him a Wi-Fi connected digital picture frame from Aura. Our sponsor, Aura, has been named the #1 best digital picture frame by Wirecutter, The Strategist, and Wired. This is not one of these early 2000s picture frames. There's no USB or SD cards, and you get free unlimited storage. And you can instantly frame photos and videos from any device anywhere in the world. I have several of these. I got my dad one. And so now I take pictures of the baby, load them into his Aura frame, and they show up and everybody loves it. You know, it's no more of these having to bring a slideshow when I visit. I just put the pictures right in the frame. I'm really glad I got him one of these. And right now, Aura has a great deal for Father's Day. Go to auraframes.com/Pacman. Use the code Pacman to get $30 off plus free shipping. This deal ends June 18, so don't wait. Terms and conditions apply. The link is down below.